In case you don't have it, I'm Dwain Senterfitt. I'm the Undersheriff here. And I want to come in today and talk to you about a police officer that we arrested this morning. A few days ago, we responded to a complaint along with DCF, a complaint that I believe went into DCF, and then they contacted us like they do. And that complaint led us to a police officer's house. So since a police officer was involved, our integrity unit investigated that, and I think probably most of you know, but in case somebody don't, our integrity unit is a unit that we have that's basically what they do is they look into criminal allegations against members of our department, and they do some other work around the city, but primarily with criminal allegations against members of the sheriff's office. They conducted the investigation, and this morning they arrested JSO officer Richard Cannon. He's been with the agency for 25 years and until this morning worked in the Marine unit. Mr. Cannon's been charged with 1 count of capital sexual battery on a victim younger than 12, 4 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation on a child under 12, and 2 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation on a child older than 12 and younger than 16. There are 2 victims there. I know that report is pretty heavily redacted, but you know, by law, and quite honestly, the right thing is to try to do what we can to not put the identity of these victims out there. So that's why it's like it is. Officer Cannon has resigned and is currently over at the pretrial detention facility. I'll be happy to try to take a few questions, but obviously some of that I won't be able to get into if it's going to talk a little about the victims. And some of there's a few things left still to do in the investigation before we get to the point that it gets across the street and prosecuted. But if you've got something general, maybe I can help you with.
You say he has resigned?
Yes.
And is he in the Dubois County jail, or has he been released?
As far as I know, he's over there. But Roger, I haven't checked lately. But I mean, that's where he went this morning.
So a call went into DCF initially, and they contacted you all?
That's my understanding. Yes, and then that's what. When they get an allegation that they have to go investigate, it's pretty normal for them to call us to go with them. And so patrol responded, and then when they got there and realized that it was a police officer involved in this, then they reached out through their chain of command, through their sergeant and lieutenant, and got with our integrity unit, because that's what they do.
Could you tell us who made the complaint?
No.
Tell me, the allegation is recent, or is this something that happened years ago?
Time frame? I don't really want to get into too much. Some of it I don't really know. Some of it's been going on for a little while, I think. Some of it's a little more recent. But I can't give you the exact on that. I'm sorry.
Dwain, second black eye this week involving the sheriff's office. What is your message to the community and to the troops?
Well, obviously, this is very concerning to me, concerning to the sheriff. I know you're referring also to the officer that was involved in the crash, and that's still under investigation. We have to wait for FHP to do what they do, as you know, and then trust me, we will take the appropriate action on that after we are investigated and whatever we find, we'll take the appropriate action. I guess the message would be, I think if you look at a lot of this in your terms, black eyes that kind of come around, a lot of the times you guys hear about it from us because we're out there looking for it. You know, I've been the Undersheriff for 4 months. This is the 3rd employee we've arrested in 4 months. We don't tolerate this kind of behavior. If it's criminal in nature, we make arrests. Fortunately, we don't have to do much of that. We just somehow, under my watch here in the last 4 months, have had to do a few of them. And then with just allegations of misconduct, it's taken very seriously. We investigate all of them. I know sometimes people get to see all the list of charges of what somebody alleged against an employee, and then they say, well, why didn't you do this or that? Well, just like in a criminal case, we have to be able to, we can only go on the charges we can prove. And we prove the ones we can, and then we give appropriate discipline. So, you know, that's what I would say is that we're pretty vigilant. We take every complaint we get seriously. The integrity unit, you know, they get complaints from a variety of places, and they look into every single one of them. So we don't tolerate that kind of behavior. So.
Let me just make sure I got the numbers right here. It was 1 of sexual battery, and then I got 6 on the police report of lewd and lascivious.
Right.
Okay.
You say they're family, church member, Boy Scouts. I mean,
no, I can't talk at all about anything because it might lead to the identity of that person. And you know, as you can tell, we're obviously talking about one person here that's under 12 years old, and that you know, they shouldn't have to live with any more of this.
What did the officer tell police when he was questioned?
He invoked his right to remain silent, so we didn't talk to him.
25 years, did you know him? Or?
Not very well, but I knew to speak to him, but I never really worked with him.
You said it was assigned to the Marine?
Yes. Yes. Anything else?